Datuk Sri Najib Razak's administration approved 100 million ringgit in government loans to SRC International in 2015. Former Deputy Sec-Gen to the Cabinet Tan Sri Mazidah Abdul Majid told the KL High Court this was to cover for interest and late payment penalty for the 4 billion ringgit loan SRC took from KWAP. Mazidah said this was necessary to avoid a default since Putrajaya was SRC's loan guarantor. Meanwhile, Tan Sri Ismi Ismail, SRC's ex-chairman, testified that its board members would have to resign or be removed if they had chosen to defy the instructions given by Najib. He said this in response to a question by the prosecution about the consequences of ignoring the minutes from Najib in whichever capacity, including as Prime Minister, Finance Minister and as the officer in charge of MOF Inc. Aviation regulator Mavcom is proposing airport transfer fees for travellers taking domestic and international connecting flights. It is recommending a 3 ringgit domestic transfer charge for passengers who are scheduled to depart from one domestic destination to another within 24 hours of arriving at the transfer airport. Meanwhile, it proposes that 17 ringgit be charged to passengers who are scheduled to depart from any airport in Malaysia to an international destination, also within 24 hours of arrival at the transfer airport. Top Glove reported a 36.5% slump in third quarter net profit on the back of a surge in natural rubber latex prices. Earnings came in at 74.7 million ringgit, although top line was 8.1% higher at 1.19 billion ringgit, backed by higher sales. The rubber glove maker declared an interim dividend of 3.5 cents per share compared with 7 cents previously. To offset the increase in natural rubber latex prices, Top Glove increased its average selling prices, the impact of which will only be reflected in the fourth quarter. Executive Chairman Tan Sri Lim Wuchai says the glove maker will continue to focus its resources on improving product quality, cost structures and process efficiency. He says the group expects to perform better in the following quarter and over the longer term. Rakuten Trade has set a buy call on Masteron Holdings, which made a strong debut on Bursa Malaysia's ACE market this morning. Masteron opened at 20 sen, up from its IPO price of 16 sen. It raised 25.28 million ringgit from the exercise. Rakuten points out that Masteron is one of the largest steel pole manufacturers in Malaysia with over 15 years of track record. The company has said it will use half of its IPO proceeds to expand its main manufacturing facility. Masteron also plans to expand its revenue stream from specialty poles, which garner higher gross profit margin. The growing trend of energy-saving outdoor lighting products will also increase demand for its products. According to Rakuten's estimates, Masteron is set to achieve double-digit growth of 12.9% in FY19 and 15.6% the following financial year. It set a target price of 20 cents per share for the counter. Masteron hit a high of 21 cents before closing at 16.5 cents. AirAsia X is not ruling out the possibility of re-entering the European sector. Citing AAX chairman Tan Sri Rafida Aziz, Bernama reports that the carrier will first have to consider various factors, including the operational costs and projected revenue. Rafida was quoted as saying that AAX's planes that were flying to London and Paris previously, for instance, were not the right plane, and that the cost factor was the one that literally killed AAX. She said with the new planes, which use more efficient engines, the company would have added flexibility to strategize and give better returns to its shareholders.